Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott from the Prog Corner, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. The challenge was laid down by the great Larry Graves. He had an awesome contest, an excellent idea, so I figured I would do a contest entry in honor of the great Canadian stud muffin and his really cool idea that he's got going on, which is create your own double album. Any band that had two albums that kind of sounded similar or perhaps could be considered two parts of a whole. I love double albums. I did my Desert Island disc video a couple months ago, and it was littered with double albums. Some of my favorite double albums of all time made that list, and some of my favorite albums ever are definitely double albums. Who doesn't want more bang for their buck? Back in the 70s, double albums are kind of the thing, but they were still somewhat of a rarity. To have that much music on one album was kind of a lot for listeners. But you know what? In the age of the CD, that became the norm. The CD could handle like 79 minutes. So, that was kind of a double album anyway. So during the 90s and the aughts, actually the double album was kind of the thing that everybody was doing, but they didn't call them double albums. But yeah, I'm going to look at some of my favorites, and then we're going to get into the Larry Graves portion of it. And like you guys know, I love me some double albums. My favorite records of all time tend to be in that category. You got the great Tales from Topographic Oceans. Of course, that's going to be on there. The Lamb, that's got to be on there. English Settlement, that's got to be on there. Quadrophenia is going to be on there. Of course, the Great London Calling is going to be on there. And the Minutemen's Double Nickels on a Dime. I love double albums. So, yeah, I absolutely wanted to take Larry's challenge and do this thing today. We're looking at creating our own double albums. And, Larry was talking about albums that sounded the same, but to me, the look of the albums also kind of play into, your mind connecting them. And I really can't think of anything that did that more than Peter Gabriel's first four albums. You had Car, and you had Scratch, and then you had Melt, and then you had, whatever this one, Security, Shock the Monkey. They all look the same. So I always kind of conflated them together in my mind, even though they were totally different. That's not what Larry's talking about. So that's not what we're doing. We're going to be doing 5 double albums. Off the top of my head, I picked a few that apparently have already been combined as double albums. For example, most recently, Kid A and Amnesiac were both recorded at the same time. So they did drop a version of it, Kid Amnesiac, or whatever they called it, where they put them together. It just had to be. In my mind as a little kid, Nursery Crime and Foxtrot always went together. The Paul Whitehead artwork certainly didn't hurt that, but yeah, they went ahead and did it anyway. The Best of Genesis, so that was already included. I'm not going to talk about that. Here's another one. Yeah, here's another one for you. English Electric Part 1, English Electric Part 2 from Big Big Train. They went ahead and combined them as full power at some point. Hey guys, I got Jeff Shilka in the house, and I got Winston O'Boogie, and I'm dropping vinyl left and right. Hey, get back over here. I wasn't going to do this live. Once again, just like my Italian Prague episode, I thought I hit record only. And apparently I hit live. So, I'm not 100% prepared. It's all good. I don't care. We'll go live. It's great. Winston O'Boogie, how you doing, my friend? Yes. So let's go on to what I actually do include as the 5 double albums that I am creating as per Larry Graves, the one and only, the great Canadian stud muffin. in keeping with the idea that if the albums look the same and they sound the same, how about Biffy Clyro? Their last two albums, yeah, they were obviously thinking that these were two parts of the whole. The first one is called The Celebration of Endings. Really solid album, but this one's even better. The Myth of the Happily Ever After. I love Biffy Clyro, and these two albums definitely should be a double album. They need to combine them. They sound the same. They're awesome. They're really great, and I love how the artwork, definitely has that same look and that same feel. That's Biffy Clyro, JBL L100 Classic Fan Club president. You are here. Thank you for being here. Next up, I'm going with the Great Pacific Northwest, two albums that I love that to me always sounded very, very similar. I'm talking about Built to Spill, Perfect From Now On. Fantastic album, their proggiest album. They got some long songs that hover around the 10-minute mark on here. Just terrific. Doug Marsh is a guitar god. If you don't know Built to Spill, definitely check them out. Imagine if Modest Mouse was better. That's kind of Built to Spill. And then they followed it up with their masterpiece, Keep It Like a Secret. These are their two best albums by far, and they would make a really nifty double album if you ask me. I really like them a lot. They got a brand new album that just dropped 2 weeks ago. It's really, really good. I might do an album review of it, but I'm a big fan of Built to Spill. Next up, what do we got? Yeah, two albums that I think definitely have a similar sound. They're different, but they're similar. Yeah, we're talking about the first Cars album and the second Cars album, 1978. What's that? Roy Thomas Baker produced them both. They both have a similar sound. They're both great. This would make a great double album. Along those same lines in that same time frame, here's another band that their first two albums could definitely be considered a double album, and that's Outlandos del Amor and Regatta de Blanc. When I was stuck in the hotel room after the Iron Maiden show, we were watching YouTube, and we watched the Prog Corner. My wife watched an episode of the Prog Corner in the hotel, but then I got into a big old Police rabbit hole for some reason. I went down and just listened to everything I could find from them. I love the Police. Yeah, they're proggy. Absolutely. Andy Summers played in Soft Machine. Stuart Copeland played in Curved Air. What else do you want? That's pretty proggy. And Sting's solo stuff had a lot of, progressive jazz kind of stuff. I was never a fan of Sting's solo stuff, but those 5 Police albums, amazing. I love them. In keeping with the album covers, kind of commenting on the music. In 1972, there was a band called Uriah Heep, and they dropped 2 albums that year, and they both have Roger Dean album covers. Yeah, we're talking about Demons and Wizards and The Magician's Birthday. They're both amazing. Obviously, they're 2 best albums, and it's not even close. So that should have been a double album. I think it's funny that their 2 best albums were the 2 with a Roger Dean album cover. Is that coincidence? Or did Roger just bring out the absolute best out of artists that he was working with? I think it's probably the latter. And I've got another example of Roger Dean bringing out the best in a band. And we're talking about the great Dutch band Focus, who are having themselves a real nice late career little bump. Focus 10, fantastic. Came out like 2018 or something like that. And then Focus 11. These are both phenomenal. Focus 10 came out in 2012. Focus 11 came out in 2018. So like usual, I'm way off on my dates, but look at this artwork, man. These 2 albums are great. You've got 2 of the 4 original members still in the band, Thies Van Leer and Pierre Vanderlinden on drums. Fantastic. I love Focus. And they're having a nice little late career bump with these 2. And wouldn't you know it, both are Roger Dean covers. JBL L100 wants to know where I saw Maiden. I saw them at Nationwide Arena, and I can do a real quick concert review if you want. And maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe not today. Maybe I'll do something like that tomorrow. But this was just something real quick to fulfill the Canadian Stud Muffins request that I submit a contest entry. He's offering $50 Amazon card. That's 50 Canadian dollars. So I got to do my math here. But I want that thing. I'm a poor man, and $50, that's a piece of vinyl right there. So yeah, I figured I just did my Evership interview, so I had a little bit of downtime, and I figured I'd do a little something real quick. And like an idiot, I hit live instead of record. But whatever, it's all good. We will be doing an Iron Maiden concert review. I will be reviewing the new Evership album, and I've got 7 days until my phone is back. It gets out of Apple jail next week, so hopefully there'll be no issues or problems with that. Yeah, Uriah Heep, absolutely on fire. David Byron, I love him. John Lawton's got a great voice too. Those 3 albums they did with him were really, really good. But come on, man. The Uriah Heep I grew up with and the Uriah Heep I fell in love with absolutely is that 5-man band that had David Byron right up front and center with a mic in his hand. I love those guys so much. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me right now. I just wanted to run through the 5 double albums that I was creating based on not just the music, but the artwork also. John Moreno. Yes, Scott is en vivo. I am here. I am live. If you guys want to keep me here, just keep, posted on the live chat, and I'll stay on for a little while longer. I've got like 11 people watching right now, so it's not really that big a deal. But anyway, I love you guys. I am really, really looking forward to getting my phone back so I can do some real stuff here. Oh, Winston wants me to keep going, so we'll keep going. Whatever. We'll keep talking about stuff. Why not? We got plenty to talk about. I can, in fact, talk a little bit about that Maiden show. It was pretty great. Yeah, I am in Ohio. I'm in the boonies. So I'm kind of like an hour away from Columbus, about an hour away from Dayton, about an hour and a half from Toledo, about 2 hours to Cleveland and Cincinnati. So yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Logan County, population 40,000. The county seat is Bellefontaine, which is, a little town of like 13,000 people. I live outside there. I don't live in town. Show some more records and random picks. Yeah, we could do that. I could just go grab a stack of records and talk about them. Yeah, you're in PA. That's a great place. I was actually born in Pittsburgh. Trivia. Yeah, my dad was getting his PhD at Carnegie Mellon. So yeah, I was there for a little while. And as a result, I am still a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, even though I only lived the first 6 months of my life in Pittsburgh. Winston's middle name is Logan. Well, my middle name is Francis, so I think you got me beat there. I don't know what in the world my parents were thinking about when they came up with that one. It's not a name I'm really all that happy about, but whatever. Nice. I live in the east end of Pittsburgh near CMU. Yeah, Carnegie Mellon. I visited Pittsburgh a few times in the interim, knowing that was my my birth town, but I have no other connection to it except that in 1962. At the Allegheny Hospital. I don't know what it was called, Allegheny General or something. That's where I was born. I love the U.S. USA. Yeah, bro. I have mixed feelings. I am an American, as you guys know. But I do have mixed feelings about the U.S. and, where we're at politically. I really hope we get our act together soon, because part of me really does feel like the U.S. is the greatest country on earth. And then part of me is like, dude, you've just been brainwashed for 60 years. It's just another country, and all countries have good things and bad things about them. But No, no, no. You were born in 62 also. 62 is a great year. Absolutely the best year to have been born. 60 years old. And yeah, I don't feel a day over 21 except when I'm shoveling snow and that bursitis kicks in a little bit. But yeah, so we got a stack of records here. We were talking about doing the double album thing, coming up, creating our own double albums for the great Canadian Stud Muffin to fulfill his desire to have some contest entries. And yeah, anyway, I guess I probably should go out. My dog's outside and they're barking to come in. So anyway, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I just did this real fast because I love Larry and I love his channel. And I told him I would do it. Now, also be on the lookout. I've got a new member of the Connoisseur Club. Charles Bannister has plunked down his hard-earned cash and he's joined the A-team. He's now in that elite group where he gets to tell me what to do. And he has requested an album review. Take care, Winston O'Boogie, Dr. Winston. I'll just call you the doctor going forward. But Charles Bannister has requested that I review his wife's favorite album. And like an idiot, I said, sure, yeah, no problem, dude. I'm going to do it because it's a cool record and one I hadn't listened to in a very long time, kind of like a forgotten album. And we're talking about Captain Beefheart and Frank Zappa's Bongo Fury. And I listened to it again last night and it's crazy. It's a really cool record. So I'm going to do that as a special request for the great Charles Bannister. But you know how you guys are. You get in on the connoisseur level. You can push me around and tell me what to do. I'm easy. It's like that around here. Anyway, like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Peace in the Middle East. Be good to each other. Love each other. It was Jesus's 11th commandment. Do it. All right. I love you. Peace.